Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into what is, honestly, one of the most crucial skills you can have right now, learning how to talk to AI. We're talking, of course, about prompt engineering. Okay, let's get right into it because we've all been here. You toss a simple question at an AI, something vague like, "Can you recommend something?" And what you get back is just as vague, totally unhelpful. But what if you knew how to ask better? What if you asked for a time travel movie set in a medieval period? Suddenly you get a powerful, precise answer. That's the difference we're talking about. Right, so that huge gap between a useless answer and a perfect one, that all comes down to prompt engineering. So let's get into it. Let's break down the anatomy of a really great prompt. So what is prompt engineering really? You can think of it as the art and science of writing the perfect instructions for an AI. It's about getting exactly what you want out of the model without ever having to touch a single line of its code. Okay, so a really effective prompt, it's often made of two key parts. First, you've got the system prompt. Think of this as setting the stage. It gives the AI a personality, a role to play, like you are an experienced real estate agent. And then you have the user prompt. This is the what to do right now part, the specific task, like summarize the noise complaints about this property. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Under the hood, the AI doesn't see two separate things. It actually smashes them together into one single instruction. It uses a special template, kind of like a blueprint, to package everything together. Every model has its own unique template. This one's for Llama 2. It's like they each speak their own special dialect, and the template helps them understand the grammar of your request. All right, next up. What if I told you that you can teach an AI new skills in real time without any of that complicated, heavy-duty retraining? Let's talk about that. This amazing ability is called in-context learning. And what it means is that the AI can learn from examples you feed it directly inside the prompt. It spots the pattern you're showing it and just gets it. No code, no retraining needed. It's all happening on the fly. The simplest way to do this is with what we call zero-shot prompting. It's exactly what it sounds like. You give the AI 0 shots or 0 examples. You just give it a clear instruction and trust that its massive pool of knowledge is enough to figure it out. Okay, take a look at this. We're asking the model to do some sentiment analysis. We just tell it, classify the text, just give me the result and nothing else. We don't show it any examples. And when we give it the sentence, I think the vacation is okay, boom, it correctly figures out that's neutral all on its own. But, that zero-shot approach, it's not a silver bullet. What happens when the task is a bit more weird, more specific, something the AI probably hasn't seen a million times? How do you get it to do exactly what you need? Well, that's where few-shot prompting comes in. And again, the name gives it away. You provide the model with a few shots, a couple of high-quality examples right there in the prompt. You're literally showing it what a good answer looks like, which lets it tackle stuff it's never seen before. And this visual breaks it down perfectly. See how it's structured? First, you lay out the task description. Then, you provide a perfect, complete example. Here's the input, and here's the exact output I want. And finally, you give it the new task. The AI just follows the pattern you've set. All right, let's move on to our next section, because this is where things get, well, honestly, it starts to feel a bit like magic. We're about to go from just getting answers to making the AI actually think. So here's a really important thing to understand, and this quote nails it. These models, these LLMs, they were never explicitly trained to reason or to plan or to have thoughts, and this is the key part, they've read so much text written by humans who do reason that they understand the concept of reasoning, and we can prompt them to use it. And the way we do that is with this incredible technique called chain of thought prompting, or COTI for short. The whole idea is, instead of just asking for the final answer, you ask the model to think step by step, to actually show its work. So, how does it work? Simple. You're not just showing the AI the destination, you're giving it the map. It's like back in school when your math teacher would say, show your work. You give it a problem, then you show it an example where you solve a similar problem by breaking it down into logical steps. The model sees that process and learns to do the same thing for the new problem. This forces it to slow down and, well, to reason its way to a much more accurate answer. And the results? I mean, they're absolutely mind-blowing. Just look at this famous chart. The black line is standard prompting, pretty flat, but that blue line? That's chain of thought prompting. See that dramatic jump in performance? It's huge. And look, the bigger and more powerful the model gets, the more of a difference COT makes. It's a total game changer for solving complex problems. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Let's pull it all together.
What's the big takeaway here?
Think of this as your prompt engineering toolkit. First, remember the anatomy. Use a system prompt to set the role and a user prompt for the task. For simple things, zero shot is your friend. Just ask. When things get trickier, switch to few shot and provide some good examples. And for the really tough problems when you need reasoning, that's when you bring out chain of thought and ask the model to think step by step. When you start using these techniques, you're doing more than just giving instructions. You're learning to communicate your intent, your actual goal, to an AI. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. As we get better and better at this, are we just becoming better communicators, or are we actually becoming the architects of how artificial intelligence itself learns to think?